our situation better, and then we had two scandalous penalties.
Which do you think was the stronger claim of the two? The Dan Burn pull?
It's not about the stronger. There are two penalties. That's very simple.
The referee offer any opinion to you as to why not afterwards?
I'm not talking. I'm talking about what I've seen now, and it's two scandalous penalties.
So what's your thought process on why VAR didn't give it then?
I don't know. I'm so proud of the work that we've done to see a team that plays the way we play today again.
Do you think it was a case, do you think you had enough chances to win the game and you didn't take those chances, or do you have to give Newcastle credit for the way they kept you at bay?
I think we generated a lot of situations, a lot of superiority in the game, but we lacked the fact that we needed an extra touch, an extra pass, an extra movement to get clearer chances. But we had, I think, enough chances to win the game.
Was it frustrating for you?
No, I'm so proud of this team.
Do you think as well, the way you're playing now, that you're going to get more teams come here on nights like tonight and set up in the way that Newcastle did? In a way, it's a compliment to you.
Newcastle wanted to set up like this. That is not the way they play. They haven't played against any team like this. So it's great to our players.
What do you think of a point overall tonight?
Well, like you cannot win, you don't lose. We hit a clean sheet. We had a really good performance, and now we go again.
Does it feel like 2 points dropped this?
No, I wanted to win the game, but we draw it, and we should have done certain things better, especially in the final third. And we should have 2 penalties to win the game, and then it was a different story.
Did you have enough on the bench to change the game at all?
Well, we had what we have. Obviously, we had some injuries as well, and attacking areas, we don't have that many options, but it's what it is. I'm so proud of them.
You're proud of them, but the window is open. Do you need more options and quickly?
That's something that we always try to improve our team, and every window is really important because we still have a lot of things to do in this team.
Thanks, Mikel.
Thank you very much.
But 6 consecutive clean sheets, and that final clean sheet was under threat right at the end. You were out of your seat as Nick Pope spread himself brilliantly.
Yeah, what a signing he's been for Newcastle. The number of times he's done this, when teams have managed to get through that defence to your keeper, you need to rely on your keeper at times, and that makes the difference between good and very good goalkeepers. That not had a lot to do during the game, but that is a magnificent save. Just keep it out, do anything to keep the ball out, and that's exactly what he's done. Good from Arsenal. It's a good strike, that is, but he's done ever so well. Good strike from Nketiah, gets into that good position, decent touch, he puts it out there, then gets his shot away with the left foot, but that is fantastic.
Could Nketiah have done any more?
I don't think so. I think that what he's done there, you could see like the way the ball's come through, his touch was very good. He's a very clean contact on it, but like the goalkeepers now, especially look at someone like Nick Pope, to beat him there, you know what I mean, the way they use their feet now, that would have to have been he'd have to have got that ball higher or something, but I don't think either of them could have done any better. I thought it was a great save and it was a great effort from Eddie.
We thought at one stage set plays might decide it. Arsenal went very close with one as well.
Yeah, with Martinelli there, because again, Kieran Trippier and Dan, but they done brilliantly. Just got away. I'm thinking, oh God, there's no one on the back post neither. You know, you're thinking like you're looking at Tommy Asu. He's actually going the other way instead of maybe coming towards the goal. He'd get himself a free goal maybe, but you know, that's the way the game was going. It's going to be very close, and unfortunately for Martinelli, didn't go the right side of the post.
Did you think at any stage Arsenal might have had a penalty, right?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, with Gabriel.
You can't even see it without laughing. Look.
I did, yeah. Because because we need it. We wanted something. I'm thinking of Dan Burns all over him here. You look at Dan Burns. Look, he's grabbing. Starts out and then he pushes him down. So I think that could have been one. Could have given that one. Look, there he goes. Look. He's impeded him. Look.
Steve, I think the laughter says it all.
I think
that's all we need to say on that. The laughter from Mr. Wright says it all.
I think there's another one. There was another one on Gabriel. There's another pull shirt as well on Gabriel. But you know what? I think that the way Newcastle defended, I think a draw in the end was about fair. I think there was pleaded for an handball on this one as well. I think it would have been very harsh to give this handball because, you know, he's trying to block, his arm's gone behind, there's not much he can do there, so kind of clutching the straws a bit here, if I'm going to be totally honest. I am clutching.
That was one of the few decisions the referee did get right.
Yeah.
I thought the referee was very picky tonight. I thought 9 yellow cards, a joint record.
He
He made it very difficult for himself. At times I thought
He made it difficult because early on in the game he was adamant that he was going to show yellow cards, which then made it difficult because when another foul in, then he had to give another foul and a yellow card for that one. And I don't think he handled the game well at all.
And we saw both managers animated at each other at the end as well. It was almost spilling off the pitch.
Yeah, I think Mikel Arteta needs to have a word with himself, or his assistants need to have a word with him and calm him down. I think he's disrespectful to the opposition. He's making it very difficult for referees who have a hard enough job as it is anyway. I get he wants to be animated on the touchline. If his players were behaving like him, he wouldn't like it. That would cost him. So he, in my opinion, needs to calm down. I get the big stakes. I get the top of the league. I get it's an emotional game. But he's making it very, very difficult for referees, and he's been disrespectful to the opposition.
Yeah, he's very much he's very plugged into the game. He seems like that's the way he is. As that manager, you see some managers, you see Conte was like that. Sometimes you see Mourinho's like that. He seems to be one of those managers. Pep. He's very plugged into every single thing that's going on in the game. You can see it on the line. So, you know, I'm sure people are saying it a lot now. You know what I mean? I'm sure it's something you look at, but at the same time, being my manager, I'm not going to find too much fault with it.
Can that transmit to the players sometimes, though, in a negative way?
Yeah, I mean, they know they're under pressure, but when you see your manager on the touchline behaving like that, I mean, he has to calm down. He's the one that has to make the tough decisions and stay calm, or try and stay calm in those difficult situations. At the minute, at times he's going crazy on the touchline. Can't be helpful, can it?
Newcastle, 13 unbeaten now, to get a point. The first team this season to get something at the Emirates. Does that just add to the belief in this one?
Yeah, absolutely. I thought it was a really solid performance tonight, and Eddie will be delighted that his team have put that type of shift in. They were always going to be asked questions because of the ability that Arsenal have, particularly in midfield and forward positions. They didn't offer a lot themselves going forward, Newcastle, but I tell you what, in terms of defensively, if you want your team to go out and fight and scrap and give every single thing in the black and white shirt, and those players have done that for Eddie tonight. He knows deep down Newcastle are not going to win the Premier League, but he also knows that he's got a team that have got huge spirit, and they will give him and the fans absolutely everything. And when you've got that, you've got a chance, and he'll be delighted with that performance tonight.
But Arsenal are 8 points clear at the top of the Premier League. The last time they had such a big league at any stage, the Invincibles.
Yeah, you know, I think they're in the 8 points clear, and it's on merit. They've beaten the teams they've had to beat, and you know, again, Newcastle came. It was a tough game. Newcastle have been playing well this season, defended brilliantly. I think that what Arsenal lacked today maybe was something off the bench. You know, hopefully Emil Smith-Rowe will get himself fit. Maybe we'll see something may happen in January, because I think they're going to need something, because the way Newcastle came is kind of can give you a bit of a blueprint how you can play against Arsenal. You can defend very deep against them. It's very hard to break down, you know, especially if they defend as well as they did. Newcastle just unfortunately couldn't break on Arsenal. They didn't have enough maybe support with Callum Wilson maybe in the first half to maybe go and cause Arsenal a problem going the other way. But I think it's something that Arsenal are going to have to look out for, because if I'm going to play against Arsenal at the moment, I'm probably going to set myself up like that and then hopefully get something on the break. So you do need something off the bench. When you're looking off the bench, our substitute with Tomiyasu came on, a defender. When we really were needing like a forward, we needed someone offensive that can contribute something creative towards the game to maybe open them up a bit.
Okay, so
inside our studio, Rebecca Lowe, Danny Higginbotham, Tim Howard. Well, entertainment, yes. Feistiness, yes. Tempers, yes. How will Arteta feel about the result?
I think he'll be a little bit frustrated. I don't think it's a bad point. We know how good Newcastle have been. But what we saw for the first time today, probably from Arsenal, was becoming a little bit frustrated. We saw towards the end of the game shots being taken for 25, 30 yards out, flying over the bar, and a little bit of desperation. But you do expect that at some points, because Arsenal have been so good this season.
Disappointed with Arsenal today?
No, not at all. But I do think we talked that now they're being hunted. Now there's expectation. Up until this point, I don't think there was. I think it was a little bit of a fairy tale. Now it's their title to lose. So they're going to have games like this where they have to manage it at the end. We talked there off camera. There was some bad decision-making in the final third, which we're not used to seeing from Arsenal. They should have gone wide at certain times, and they tried to go through the middle. So these are things they're going to have to figure out as they chase this title.
I think one of the things is that Newcastle have gone to Arsenal, you know, defended really well. Let's not go away from that. Defensively, they are so strong, but they made it a physical game. Do other teams try and use that as a blueprint now to play against Arsenal? Because you look back throughout the games this season, not many teams have actually been physical with Arsenal. I think Arsenal can overcome it, but I think you'll see a bit of physicality now with teams that are going to come up against Arsenal.
Interesting. That could be the way.
It could be. What I would say is it's still a difficult tactic because you can be physical with them, but give Newcastle credit. They defend their lines well. They were able to get back in transition as well as being physical. So today was really good for Newcastle.
Yeah, really good day for Eddie Howe's men. Let's bring you the story of the game then. 3 minutes on the clock, and we'll start off. Martin Odegaard with an early chance.
Yeah, and you're just thinking he has an opportunity to keep this down, and he gets it wrong. You're just surprised. He has such a beautiful left foot that when that volley falls to him, you're thinking he hits the target, but it wasn't to be. This is Arsenal at their best, just free-flowing. You see once the ball gets picked up in transition, loads of red shirts flying forward, even on the underlap here. Xhaka wanting the ball. It's a little bit heavy in the end. Slides in, just hits the side netting, but it was a chance. This goes down as a really good chance. Odegaard with the free kick. Gabriel with the header. And from this angle here, you just watch Nick Pope in the Newcastle goal. Puts the brakes on, stops. All he can do is watch it. That was incredibly close to being the opener, but it wasn't to be. And then just before halftime, Newcastle with a corner. Joelinton nips around the back there. He takes a flick at the front post, and I just think it comes too quickly to Joelinton. Otherwise, that should be on target and a goal. Should have put them up 1-0, but it stayed 0-0 at halftime, and then into the second half, Martinelli gets a chance here from the corner. It's a really good header. It's just outside the post. It's really difficult to try and glance that header back on goal. You can see there what a really good effort it was, but just goes wide. And then Newcastle didn't have a ton in the game. This ball just gets helped back in. Dan Burn with a header across. And Murphy there really should be selling out, putting his body on the line. I mean, there's a goal to be had there. And credit Xhaka for edging him out on that particular play. And then Ketia has a chance here. This is the best chance, I think, of the game for Arsenal. And Nick Pope comes up with a brilliant save. And Ketia just down the side, does everything right. Gets a clean strike on it. Nick Pope really strong to thwart that chance.